if he's ever seen a Batman movie, because he said that the Batman, which is only a couple of weeks away, very excited for the new Batman movie. It's going to be out, March 4th. That's still 3 weeks away.
Yeah, it's not too far away.
I never got into Robert Pattinson. I never thought that he was attractive. I never thought that he was a good actor. I never bought the hype. I guess it was because I didn't have I wasn't horny for a vampire thing.
Well, but that's just one of his movies. I think the smaller ones, I've really liked him in the smaller ones he's done. I never saw any of the Twilight movies, but he was in one of those early Harry Potter movies when he was a lot younger.
Yes, but he didn't have a major role. Like, anybody can...
He was in a great movie a few years ago called Good Time. The Safdie brothers did it, who I think did Uncut Gems.
Oh, I love that movie.
I think prior to Uncut Gems, they did this movie called Good Time, and it was Robert Pattinson. And he's a thief, and he's out there with like his brother who's mentally challenged or something. I think one of the Safdie brothers played his brother. It was like more of an indie movie. I think the attention from that is what got them Uncut Gems. But that's a great movie with Robert Pattinson. So he'll show up in some things. Again, if you only know him from Twilight, he's in an apocalyptic movie called The Rover a few years ago that was real good.
He's in Tenet.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
He's a Quidditch player.
Mary don't listen to the show either.
I don't listen to the show.
Listen. I just mentioned Harry Potter.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, he was in Tenet, which I watched on the flight back from Boulder, I think. And boy, that is not a movie to watch on a flight.
No.
Because you already can't hear it. So if you were at home, you'd probably want to see it in the theater because it's really loud. But the mix was weird too. So it's like I had my headphones all the way up. I'm trying to airplane noise, just the ambient airplane hum is not that much. But boy, with a movie like Tenet, I was like, Jesus, I can't hear anything in this movie.
Well,
I don't know if this movie's good or sucks.
It was one of those things where the action is so loud and all the dialogue is just. You're like, what are you saying? Speak up.
He was good in the Lighthouse. Boy, that movie's fricked up. See The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe? High Life is a good movie. He's in a bunch of good movies, but he's also the new Batman.
He was in Harry Potter. Do you know that?
He was a Quidditch player.
Bill, you son of a bitch. I did not know that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Those vampire movies.
You know what else he was in? Tenet.
He was in Blade?
Tenet?
Yeah, he was in Blade.
But Robert Pattinson says that the new Batman movie is a sad movie where Bruce Wayne is a weirdo.
About time.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's always been a weirdo.
You mean like all the other movies? Just because all those other dudes were better looking than him doesn't mean that,
sad.
Yeah, so listen, there's never been a happy Batman movie, and certainly post Christopher Nolan, you're not going to have a happy Batman movie. They're going to go in the same direction mood-wise. And by the way, I would think, even though they've changed it a lot over the years, I would think that you would have no problem staying in character, being in that confined Batman suit all the time. You hear Michael Keaton tell it in that OG suit, and he's like, I hated my life because you couldn't even turn the neck then.
Yeah.
They've made it kind of more articulated since then, where you can kind of do more things. They learned from each successive movie. But you're still in this costume, even up to Christian Bale, you're still in this costume for 16 hours a day.
Yeah, I feel like what was it, Val Kilmer's talking about, like, he couldn't hear anything and he felt so isolated.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, and it kind of, maybe that's what helps him get into the Bruce Wayne character.
That's what I think.
Is feeling so isolated because you can't go pee or hear anybody.
I'm so isolated from everybody else peeing.
You forget, that can be such a communal thing, and then all of a sudden it's a pain in the ass to go.
Yeah.
And it changes your outlook on things.
Hey, Val, we're going to need you on set. Val. Val. Mr. Kilmer. We're going to...
Trying to make those Jeffrey noises.
Oh, yeah, when Jeffrey was peeing.
Man, sometimes you have a pee that feels so good, you got to moan a little.
Right. I don't have that clip anymore, but take your point. So, our Pats says that this Batman is going to be sad.
Yeah, it looks like it. It doesn't look like
No, it doesn't look happy.
It
Jaunty?
doesn't look they were pulling from the Adam West Batman movies.
That's right. Don't worry, chum. I hope he calls everybody chum in this movie. Your Cleveland Cavaliers, 4th in the East. They're out there killing it. They're going to play the San Antonio Spurs, who are, conversely, not killing it. But you know what they say, any given Wednesday. Cavs Spurs tonight at the Robo Fijo, 7 o'clock tip-off on your FM home for Cleveland Cavaliers basketball. I was speaking with one of our sales people this morning in the hallway. She's walking a couple of clients around and introducing me to them at my office. And she mentioned, this is a person who sells for one of our other radio stations, but she mentioned what a fantastic response the promo codes have gotten off of this show with CLE Clothing Company. Every month we give you a new promo code. This month it's Heart for February, and you get 20% off. 20% off whatever you get at CLE Clothing Company. And I told her that my concern was always I didn't want people going in and using it and the person behind the counter going, I don't know what you're talking about. And she goes, no, I've gone into a couple of places, and the cashier has asked me if I want to use the Alan Cox Show word. I go, that's great.
Look at that.
That's what I like to hear. Because the reason I mention it so much is because I want people to hear it, obviously. I can't just say it once, you know?
Why would you?
No matter how many times I say it, people will still ask me what it is.
Yep.
So anyway, Cavs, Spurs tonight. Lovie Smith is the new coach of the Texans in Houston. Speaking of Texas. And Brian Flores is none too pleased.
Isn't that a character on Gilligan's Island? Lovey Smith?
Lovey, would you like to coach the Houston Texans? Listen, I'm a big Lovie Smith fan. He took my Bears to the Super Bowl for the first time in 2 decades.
I'm a big fan of his beard.
Oh, it's all gray and bushy now.
Yeah,
he was coloring it for a while.
I like it.
Yeah, Lovie Smith, because the word on this was that Josh McCown, who was with the Browns for a cup of coffee, and Brian Flores were the last 2 candidates for the Houston Texans job. And then they announce, this Brian Flores, boy, he's having a bad month. They announce that Lovie Smith is the new coach of the Houston Texans. I think he's been an assistant coach. This is what I'm talking about. They go to the assistant and they go, wait.
He was the defensive coordinator, and they bumped him up.
So Lovie Smith, who Josh McCown, by the way, has been 13 teams in 18 years. He was on the Browns and the Bears. Lovie Smith was his coach for 1 season in Chicago.
Yeah, he's been everywhere.
And Lovie Smith was with the Bears for better part of a decade. Then he goes to Tampa. He goes back to college. He was the coach of the Illini for a while. He goes to Texas. So I like Lovie Smith a lot.
He's a good coach, I think.
My first year back at home, we go to the Super Bowl, sadly. We were saddled with one Rex Grossman, but hey, you can't have it all.
Oh, Rex Grossman.
But Flores is going to be the new Colin Kaepernick, who turned out to be 90% right about everything. But this Brian Flores guy, he needs a new lawyer or a new PR guy or something. Because he's not doing himself any favors if he's trying to get a gig with somebody. Because they announced Lovie Smith is the coach of the Texans, and he puts out a statement that's pretty nice. Hey, happy to hear they hired a black coach. Lovie Smith's great. Some people don't know when to stop. Just stop there. And then he goes, however, the only reason Mr. Flores was clearly not selected is because of his decision to stand up against racial inequality. It's like, hold on,
Wait a
son.
second. Wait, that was in the statement?
Yes, that was like the second part of the statement. It's like, dude, Lovie Smith went to 2 Super Bowls. You know, Lovie Smith is a good coach. He's got a winning record, couple of Super Bowls. Brian Flores has been a coach for like 3 years. So it's like, man, you're already suing the league, right? And somebody's still talking to you for a gig? Because they're trying to prove some teams like this will make good optics. But you got to have, these guys all get media training. It's not just guys right out of college in sports who need media training. It's not just a 19 or 20-year-old dude who needs media training. Some of these coaches, you're in the middle of a lawsuit, and it would have been way better to just go, hey, man, good for Lovie Smith. Guy works hard. He's got the cred. Brian Flores couldn't keep it to himself. He said, God has gifted me with a special talent to coach the game of football. God clearly so far hiding that light under a bushel basket. Nevertheless. So I like Lovie Smith a lot. I'm glad to see his name back up there again.
I think Brian Flores will be the next guest on Joe Rogan.
Hey, why? I'll listen.
Yeah,
why
right.
not?
I think
you got to get me to listen at some point.
You get everybody together. You get all these topics together. Then you can hash out a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Probably have to wait till after the lawsuit, though, right? Probably not doing a lot of interviews.
Well,
but he is making these statements, though.
I'm saying he's shooting himself in the foot with these statements. Okay, can we do the rock trivia, Poundcake?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, so for today, Wednesday, February 9th, Bono's full-length nickname, Bono Vox, was taken from a Dublin blank shop.
A Dublin what?
Blank.
Yeah.
That's with the fill
in the blank.
It's a frick shop, but the F word.
Yep. Okay.
What did you say? A blank shop? Is that what he said?
Yes.
Yes, fill in the
Dublin
blank.
shop.
Okay.
Are there multiple choices?
Yes, I'm going to read them to you.
Okay, the choices are fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Yes.
I misunderstood. Okay, thank you.
Would you like me to read the question again so you fully
Yes.
grasp it?
Yes,
Okay.
please. For Mary.
Bono's full-length nickname, Bono Vox, was taken from a Dublin blank shop. And it's A, B, C, or D.
Mm-hmm.
A, record, so it would be a record shop. B, hearing aid shop. C, guitar shop. Or D, porn shop.
I'm going to go hearing aid.
Yeah, because it means Bono Vox means good voice in Latin, so I'm going to say hearing aid as well.
Nah, I'm just going to take the porn shop because why not?
You're going to take the porn shop. You're going to take it all the way.
Okay, well, Mary, Alan, you guys are correct.
Hey!
It was a hearing aid shop. The shop was called Bono Vox of O'Connell Street.
Oh, it's one word, Bono Vox.
Bono Vox of O'Connell Street.
Mm-hmm. All right.
We did it.
That's how the guitarist Beltone got his name, too.
Belt one.
Do they still have those? Is that too old of a reference? Do they still have Beltone stores? You'd bring your
no.
grandpa in there to get hearing aids? They don't
Hello?
still have
No,
yeah.
I can't.
No.
Really? You'd get,
I've never seen a hearing aid store anywhere.
Okay.
Probably all online now. Or they come
Well,
get it.
no, even in the internet age, you could still, I couldn't believe it. I thought there was one in Parma a couple of years ago. There was like, that Red Wings shoe store? Uh-huh. I thought there was a Beltone store right near there. Beltone.
Maybe.
That seems like a kiosk more than a.
There's one in Valley View. There's one in Middleburg Heights. There's
Okay.
one in
Wow.
Lakewood.
Maybe
right in
they're
your
just-
neck of the woods.
I just didn't even know that was a thing. So
Well, you're not shopping
Yeah.
for hearing aids
Exactly.
either. Yet.
Do you think Dr. Dre's going to get into that?
Maybe. Instead of Beats by Dre,
Well, I mean, it'll be an extension of Beats by Dre.
hearing aids. Why
Yeah,
not?
He's a doctor.
Hearing aids by Dre. Yeah, he is a doctor. That's true. So Bono Vox. Okay. Well, there you go.
Poundcake, how do you spell here, by the way? Like to hear with your ear.
H-E-A-R.
He knew that.
Wait, what?
That's insulting to ask.
No.
Well, I'm just going by the description he wrote for his podcast.
Oh, come on,
Oh,
man.
Tony.
What?
Why am I defending you?
I know, seriously. This is on a website with my name on it.
And I say, hey.
What are you doing to me?
Don't do that to him, Bill. He clearly knows how to spell here.
Right? Never underestimate this young man. Never overestimate or underestimate. Poundcake talks about the current state of one of his role models. From radio titan, to talk show host, Wendy has never shied away from controversy. Wendy Williams was the queen of gossip, and now she's the one people can't stop gossiping about. Hear what H-E-R-E, what Poundcake has to say about it on this week's episode.
Maybe he meant like here is where you would go.
Here, comma, what Poundcake has to say.
Here.
That's not what he meant.
You've arrived at what Poundcake has to say.
Here, what Poundcake has to say.
Poundcake will say on it.
That's right. We really have to contort ourselves into knots to defend this kid.
Oh God.
Nope. I reread it too. I thought it was really good.
You always say that, but how can that possibly be? That you reread it and said, "Yup, read it again. Because looks good." H-E-R-E.
Yeah. Well, I made a mistake.
We work in an industry where "here" is the primary verb.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
fixed it for you now, but I just wanted to.
I fixed it on speaker too.
Okay.
Because he spelled "shied" right.
I know. I checked shied because I was like,
Wendy has never shied away from controversy. Everything else.
I don't think I've ever
H-E-R-E,
seen
what Poundcake has to say about it.
Shied is you see that and you're like, that doesn't.
Is it a
look
Y
right.
or two I's?
It's S-H-I-E-D.
Yeah.
Shied away from controversy. Yeah. So
he nailed that one.
Yeah. Spelled role model, R-O-L-E, not R-O-L-L. I see that all the time. Role model.
He is a role model for King's Hawaiian. Cody is.
He really is. His mom puts one on the nightstand.
I mean, if they want to have an endorser, they can call me. I will be their role model. But
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But here, H-E-R-E.
Those things sell themselves, though. You don't need.
They really do. They get their own end cap, their own rack, right?
Little pulled pork slider on a King's Hawaiian.
How dare you?
Those are so good.
Some pickles, some
How
coleslaw.
dare
maybe.
you?
Oh man,
That sounds great.
well, you should chase that Poundcake. It would be a national client, but you should chase it. You guys need an endorser. Do you? Now, again, it's going to be an uphill battle because, you've been eating a lot of those rolls. And because, like Bill said, they sell themselves. But you could go, I can give you guys a really
slight bump in the Cleveland market.
Well, no, he might give him a huge bump. But I mean, he could say, I could give you guys just a vibe.
A rise in numbers?
Just a vibe like you've never had before. A rise in your numbers. Sure. If you guys want to H-E-R-E what I have to say on the subject.
Dude, I would get so fat if I just ate Hawaiian rolls every day. And I don't think I would get bored of them either.
Let's find out.
Polar blast punishment. He used to eat a pack of Hawaiian rolls every day on the show for 2 months.
Hawaiian rolls for March. That's all you eat.
No.
For 1 month. There's a guy, I saw, someone sent me a video of this guy that he's doing an experiment where he's eating raw meat.
What kind
eggs,
of meat?
Like steak and
steak you can eat raw.
chicken.
You can't eat chicken raw.
You can, but if you eat a whole lot of it. Why are all these experiments involving food?
I don't know. He's a guy he's an advocate for people eating whole foods.
Those people always get sick.
I was going to say, raw chicken, he's going to mess himself up.
He's been doing it for a month and he hasn't had any problems.
He's lying.
And he's getting...
He can't take a dump, but other than that, he's great.
He's probably taking watery dumps. I mentioned he's got diarrhea. But he said he hasn't... From what he's saying, he hasn't had any problems. But in the video, you see him like holding a big old hunk of chicken or steak or fish and just like... eating it in public.
My nose.
And what point is he trying to prove? Everybody's guts are a little different.
Yeah,
so.
You don't need a pan.
Well, he also says that he's buying like very high quality stuff, so it's very expensive.
Still raw.
Yeah. But he thinks that if you get the higher quality stuff, you're going to be able to get away with it more than if you're buying something that was factory farmed.
It's not fish.
So, Poundcake, give me a quick read for King's Hawaiian.
So I'm just making it up?
Yeah, like out of whole cloth, just off the top of your head.
Yeah, just like if you were to audition.
Yeah, you're right, what you know.
Okay. Well, hey guys, I'm Poundcake, and I love King's Hawaiian rolls. I don't love them for Thanksgiving or Christmas. I love them all year round, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And pretty soon, I'm eventually going to have to eat those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I won't be able to afford anything else.
Wait, what?
Just let it go. Keep going.
What?
Well, what does that mean, though?
I'm poor, and they're really cost efficient.
Oh, they're cost efficient because that makes it sound like they're expensive.
No, they're
hey guys, I'm spending but the implication is I'm spending so much in these rolls, I won't be able to afford it.
No, he's saying the rest of his life is such a mess.
It's very expensive. I can afford these rolls, and I will eat them every day.
Okay, good. Yeah,
they're good for every meal.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I don't think I have that much more.
I guess he got it.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
slate
sold.
it. Well, yeah.
I'm sold by the fact that no matter how bad life gets, you could probably still afford King's Hawaiian rolls.
They're not expensive. It's like Speed Stick. It's deodorant. It's good deodorant, and you could get it pretty much anywhere.
He's trying to double up on the endorsements here.
Everyone knows what Speed Stick.
Guys, screw butter. Have you ever put Speed Stick on your King's Hawaiian rolls? It'll make your mouth smell delicious, and they glide right down the old esophagus.
It is a roll for every occasion.
Are they expensive? I've bought them, but I don't know how much they
I
cost.
think they're like $4 a pack, maybe.
Huh. All right.
And they come in
Make
24.
little sliders.
The only rolls you want to see at your mom's house.
And now I realize that I got hooked at a hooky low.
All right, well, there you go. There's Poundcake for King's Hawaiian Rolls and Speed Stick.
Why? We don't know.
That's right. Delicious. But there's your food news for today.
They're my little white hands.
King's Hawaiian Rolls, the Speed Stick of rolls.
They'll go right down.
Yeah.
I got another $1,000 for you. There's a keyword coming at 4:30 for you to go fund yourself. So listen closely for that in a bit. Right after this break, I will have a couple of tickets for the Black Keys. So if you've been hitting me up for that Black Keys show, they're playing September 9th.